Hi everyone, I'm Lina Artz, and today I'll be drawing the lunar eclipse as two separate beings. So just so you know, this is more of a little bit of story about like when I saw the eclipse, but mostly about the character itself. Basically, me and my family, we drove to this place and we got to see the full eclipse. But I think the coolest part was seeing seeing the moon like slowly creep up on the sun. And then there was like this one part, if you had those special glasses, I think you could see the sun almost looked like a crescent because the moon was like partially covering it, and it was like really cool, and I thought it was like so mesmerizing to look at. And then when we saw the full eclipse, it was kind of like really cool, if I'm being honest. It's kind of hard to explain if you weren't there, but to give you kind of like a recap or like sum it up, it was like someone like flipped a light switch and it was like kind of dark, and then it went back to light again. It was more of a gradual change than an immediate change, but I think you could tell the difference when it was like back to light again, because it's like the weather was, this is what my dad said. He said that the air was like kind of cold or something. I'm not sure if I sensed it, because I was like if I'm being honest, I was too mesmerized by the beauty of the eclipse. So yeah, we saw it and it was really nice, if I'm being honest. That's the first time I've ever seen an eclipse, I'm pretty sure, like a full one. And so I got really inspired and I wanted to create something to kind of like, you know, to kind of like remember this moment in my beautiful life. So yeah, when we drove back home, I took out my tablet and I started drawing, even though it was kind of late. But that's when I did the sketch. I did the line art in the morning, and then I finished the rest of the drawing like in a couple other days. But whatever, I tried to take my time on this drawing, but like still get it done before it was like a week after the eclipse. But I just wanted to look really nice, but like not rushed. So this is why it came out a little late. Other than that, yeah. So in the beginning, I wanted the character to be like a one person. I wanted the character to be one person, and I imagined more of like a phoenix. I feel like that could have been cool, but my original idea was like basically it would be a phoenix kind of girl who was in charge of all the suns and all the moons in our Milky Way. But then I thought, that's like so much work, like how are you gonna do that? And this person would of course be immortal, but that'd still be like really hard to do. And I just really didn't like the idea of that in general, because I feel like it would have been better if it was like two people, or just like something connecting the two, because an eclipse isn't like a whole different star or like a whole different, you know, asteroid. It's the moon and the sun. So I thought, why not make it two people, you know, instead of a one-man show. I think that's what they call it. Yeah. So that's what I decided. I'm going to make two people connected somewhat, you know? So like basically two best friends who are like in charge of all the suns and the moons, but one would be in charge of the moon and the other would be in charge of the sun. Not sun usually, but in all those fixed star systems, I think they, you know, they'd be kind of like really cool. So I wanted to like, you know, start drawing it immediately. And I think that was a really good decision, because the phoenix would be cool, but it wouldn't really like represent the eclipse in my opinion. But yeah. The color palette was probably my favorite part. So like I said, usually for an eclipse it was I don't think I said this actually, but the eclipse is kind of like black and white, so that's what I tried to go for. kind of in their color palette in general. So I made one of the girls like more of a darker skin and the other more of like a lighter, because I thought it'd be nice to be like more diverse, I guess. And yeah, the eyes are also kind of the same but like mirrored at the same time. So I thought that looked really cool. And yeah, for the girl with the mostly white color palette, the one on the top left corner, I was gonna give her originally white hair, but then I thought that wouldn't really fit her white color scheme in general, because like I said, I tried to be more like matching, you know, connected. So that's why I did the girl with the black hair, a white outfit, and the girl with the white hair, like more of a darker outfit, like a black outfit, because it's kind of like connecting the two, you know? So that's also what I did with the eyes. So the pupil for the black haired girl is like more of white, and well, the pupil is, I think, black, and the iris is white. I don't know what it is, but like the inner pupil, that's black, and the outer pupil is white, and the actual eye itself is black. So it's like black, white, black. And then for the other girl, it's white, black, white. So I thought that looked really cool. For their outfits, I don't even know. I just like went, kind of winged it. I don't know. I just wanted to give it kind of like a futuristic vibe. I don't know if that really came off, but I'm still happy with how it looked in the end. I was gonna do a little more purpley, but then I was like, but there's no purple in the Eclipse. So I changed it to white, for the white haired girls' clothes, just so you know. And yeah, their backstory, I don't really have a story for them. I don't even have a name for them, honestly. But I have like an idea. So I thought maybe on the moon there were two kingdoms, like a long time ago. There were two kingdoms. The rogues, which is the girl with the white hair, and I forget, the Calypsos? No, not Calypsos. Cut. And Novas, I think. Yeah. Basically, both kingdoms hated each other, basically. I keep saying basically, but they hated each other and they went to war, right? And then, in the end, basically everyone died. It's like they're humans, but they live on the moon. So they're not immortal, technically. And they died, right? Most of them. But there were like literally 2 survivors from the war, because most of them died from like starvation or whatever. And these 2 girls were the only ones who survived, and they met each other. And then they become like friends, even though through all their like, you know, hardship and whatever, they became friends. And then that's when they kind of decided, it's like, this is the part where it kind of gets tricky. I was gonna think maybe there's like more of a god figure, maybe not god, but like more of a universe kind of character in this story that chose the 2 girls, because they're the last people on the moon. You know, the last Moonians? That sounds weird. The last people on the moon. The last 2 people on the moon. So I think that's why the universe picked them to be in charge instead of like, you know, anyone. So now they're in charge of everything, and they're like connected as friends and as allies somewhat. But since I'm sorry, it might sound a little weird, but I felt like it would be more interesting if the girls kind of like got into a fight almost, and they like stopped talking forever and ever, but they still did their job, but like they just like stopped talking, stopped becoming friends, and then they kind of ignored each other until they're immortal, just so you know, so like they can't really like die, but until like one of them like kind of like disappeared, you know, into the unknown, and then the other girl was like forced to find her. So I thought that was like really cool, and I was gonna like kind of do that concept, because, you know, not everything's have to be an amazing ending. Well, at least that's what I heard. But that might sound like a little weird, but that's just what I think. Anyways, that's the end of my video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think about my story. Anyways, bye.